And Khaled, as soon as you tell me, I will put the material on the screen.
Yeah, we will start with this.
Okay, on the screen.
Okay.
Everyone have that?
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, it's good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Khaled. I am one of the team of Roots. As Rav Hanan mentioned, Roots is an organization that established 6.5 or almost 7 years ago, and it targets the relationship between the neighbors from the two people, Palestinian and Israel, Jewish and Muslim and Christian in the Holy Land, wherever they live. So this is the basic idea of Roots. It starts a local organization in the area of Gush Etzion and Beit Umar, Hussan, Batir, Beit Lahem, Hebron, and then we move to the Jordan Valley and to the north of the country, to Nablus and to the area, Ariel, and all the area there. So what we are trying is to connect the people, those who still didn't accept each other, and they still look to each other as an enemy, to connect them around the table, to understand each other, to start a process of teaching about the culture and the mentality of the other side, and to discuss all the conflict points that we all suffer because of having this conflict. Okay, this night we are going to talk about Eid al Adha, the sacrifice Eid or festival, which is one of the two holidays that we have in Islam. In Islam, we have only two Eid. Eid, it means festival, holiday, celebration day, something in this understand. And we have two. We have one after the Ramadan month. The people fast all the month and then they end their fasting in Al-Fitr Eid, the first day after Ramadan that start eating. And 2 months after this, we have another Eid or holiday, which called the sacrificial or Eid al Adha, and it's connected to the Hajj. Hajj, it means the Aliyah, the Muslim Aliyah to Mecca. This is the meaning of Hajj. This Eid al Adha and the Aliyah to Mecca or Hajj is connected. They both connected. They both happen in the same time, and they both connected to the history, to the story of the Ibrahim and his son. I will mention the story in our holy book in the Quran. It starts like God says to Ibrahim, Rabbi habli min as-salihin. You can write the English version, Rav Hanan, number 1.
My Lord, give me one of the righteous for a son.
فبشرناه بغلام حليم.
So we gave him good news of the upcoming birth of a gentle boy. This is God talking to Abraham.
فلما بلغ معه السعي قال يا بني إني أرى في المنام أني أذبحك فانظر ماذا ترى قال يا أبت افعل ما تؤمر ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصابرين.
Then when he was old enough to accompany him, he said, in other words, Abraham said, "O my son, I see in a dream that I am sacrificing you. Tell me, see, what do you think?" He said, in other words, the boy said, "O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, God willing, one of the steadfast."
فلما أسلم وتله للجبين. Number 4.
Then when they had submitted and he put his forehead down, in other words, on the altar,
وناديناه أن يا إبراهيم.
we, meaning God, called out to him, "O Abraham,
قد صدقت الرؤيا إنا كذلك نجزي المحسنين.
you have fulfilled the vision. Thus we reward the doers of good."
إن هذا لهو البلاء المبين.
This was certainly an evident test.
وفديناه بذبح عظيم.
And we redeemed him with a great sacrifice, which means, I guess Khaled will explain that a sheep was put in his place.
وتركنا عليه في الآخرين.
And we left with him for later generations the following blessing.
سلام على إبراهيم.
Peace be upon Abraham.
كذلك نجزي المحسنين.
Thus we reward the doers of good.
إنه من عبادنا المؤمنين.
He was one of our believing servants.
وبشرناه بإسحاق نبيا من الصالحين.
And we gave him good news of Isaac, a prophet, one of the righteous.
وباركنا عليه وعلى إسحاق ومن ذريتهما محسن وظالم لنفسه مبين.
And we blessed him and Isaac, but among their descendants are some who are righteous and some who are clearly unjust to themselves.
Okay, this is where God mentioned the sacrifice, the story of the sacrifice of Abraham's son. You can see first of all that God didn't mention the names. Which one of his son is the one with the story of sacrifice? Which means we don't know if he's Ismail or Yitzhak. First of all, and if we try to learn about the story, we will find that in the Islamic side, most of the people try to approve that he is Ismail. In the other side, they said that the one is Yitzhak. But for me, both Ismail or Yitzhak is in the same level. For me, they both prophets. For us, for the Muslim, they both the same level and the same respect, got the same respectful from us as Muslim. So God, because this is not the main issues. The main issues is not which one is Ismail or Yitzhak. The main lesson is the level of the belief of Ibrahim, who he got his two sons in an old age, and they are so lovely for him, and they are so close to his heart. And within this, he's seen in his dream that he is sacrificing one of them or his son for God, for his belief to God. This is a test. This is a test from God to Abraham. Will he do that? Will he do that or not? And Abraham came to his son, and he told his son, I've seen in my dream that I am sacrificing you for God. The son answered, a clever answer. He didn't say, okay. He said, do what the Lord ordered you to do. He didn't say, do what you dream to do. He said, do what God ordered you to do, which means, Father, if this is only a dream, So I don't want you to become a killer and to kill me. It's not because he care about himself, he care about his father. So if this is only a dream, don't put yourself, don't do this because this will make you a murderer. But if this is what God say to you, if the Lord order you to do this, then do it. I'm ready for that. So this is the story in the Quran, and from this story, since that day until today, the people who believe in Ibrahim used to sacrifice to do as Ibrahim do. And this holiday, the Adha holiday, the word Adha, the word in Arabic Adha, it means sacrifice. So this is the sacrifice holiday, which means that it's like it's good for all the Muslim people on this day to sacrifice something from what God gave a permit to kill, like the sheep, the camels, in the Islam, all these kind of animals that we allowed to kill in the name of God. So all the Muslim people try to do this in this holiday. This holiday start from the morning, like every Muslim have to go to the mosque at 6 o'clock, not like the other days. In normal days, we are starting the morning prayer at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. In this holiday, we started like 6:30, and you can do it until 12 o'clock before the afternoon. And after you pray the Eid prayer in the mosque, you have to go out, and it's from the halakha, from what Prophet Muhammad do, that when you go to the mosque, you have to go from one road. When you go back home, you have to go from another road, which means to meet more people and to say to them, peace with you, or any good sentence in the name of the Eid or the Hajj, to make a good relationship with them. Then when people came back home, you have to start to bring the sheep and to sacrifice them. And after that, everyone do that on his house. And after that, you have to divide what you sacrifice to three parts. One part is for you and your family, and the other two parts, one is for the needing people from the neighbors and those who are close to you in their houses or in there. And the third party is for the poor people. You should do that. You should divide and spread the two-thirds of the sheep to the people who need, to the neighbor and to the poor people. And the word that you keep, you and your family's member allowed to eat from it. And then in our culture, like we use, after that, when we eat the morning meal from the sheep, the men use to go and to visit all the women of the family wherever they live. Like my sisters, my uncle from my father's side, my uncle from my uncles from my mother's side, the women only, not the men. We have to visit them and we should give them a present, something like money, or bring them something, meat or anything, or both. You can bring meat and money, or sweet things and money, but you have which call is to connect, to strengthen the connection between you and your family. Because some people took them 2 or 3 months, they didn't visit their sisters or their uncles, their mother's sister or their father's sister, or the women in the family. So at this holiday, we should do that, and we use to make a surround, which took us sometime 1 day, sometime 2 days to finish it. The Adha Eid is 4 days, and 4 days, the first one is the day that we do as Ibrahim do with his son. We have to sacrifice a sheep. The second 3 days, it's like it came from the Hajj, the Aliyah to Mecca. It's like we do things. We have to celebrate. We have to be happy. We have to be with the families. We are not allowed to work. We are not allowed to fast. And those who stay in their village or country is do different from those who are going or make the Aliyah to Mecca, because the Aliyah to Mecca is happening at the same time. The 4 days of the Eid is the same 4 days of that the people in Mecca do what they have to do. All the text of the Hajj in Mecca. We call it also the big Eid, and the one after Ramadan is the small Eid. In Islam, there's a say of Prophet Muhammad say that لا بارك الله في قوم كثرت أعيادهم. Like it's not good that we have more than these 2 holidays as a religion holidays. Like nowadays, the people took the birthday of Muhammad like a holiday. The Isra Day is a holiday. A lot of dates that something happened like a holidays, which is forbidden in the religion. In the religion, it's forbidden to take more than these 2 Eid. The Iftar Eid and the Adha Eid. If you make more Eid than these, then it's like you are going against what Prophet Muhammad teach us to do. It's not welcome to that any nation make more than these 2 Eids, any Islamic nation. So we keep respect these 2 Eid, the Fitr Eid and the Adha Eid, or the sacrifice Eid. We said that God, we are doing as Ibrahim do, and when he put his son to sacrifice him, God sent him with the angel, a sheep from the sky, from the Shamaim, and he said, "Thank you, Ibrahim. You believe with a dream, and you do as you dream, and we don't want you to kill your son or to sacrifice your son. This sheep from God to sacrifice instead of your son, and this." This is also, since what's happened with Abraham, it's like the law of God that it it's forbidden to teach the whole humanity that those who use to sacrifice human being for anything or for for God or for anything is forbidden to do it. It's forbidden to sacrifice any human being for any purpose, for any reason. The human life is a kadosh or holy. So, holy.
Holy.
Yeah. So no one have any permit to kill any human being in the name of anything. This is if you see also God he called this he said about this that this was certainly an evident test, like this test that he made to Ibrahim is a very, very serious and strong and challenge test, because this is one of the highest level of the test that you can test any human being with his son, with his child. So this is how God mentioned this test, like and Ibrahim win this test. He stand on this test. I don't know how many people in this world, in the past, in the present, in the future, can stand on such as test. So this is Ibrahim. This is Ibrahim. This is what if you remember, Rav Hanan, I told you when he broking all the when he broking all the vessels,
Idol.
idols, the idols of in his homeland. They took him to throw him in the fire, and at that moment when the fire is ready for Ibrahim and they decide to throw him inside the fire, God send an angel, Gabriel, to Ibrahim, and Gabriel asked Ibrahim, give me, what do you want me to do? Which kind of help you need? God sent me to you. So Ibrahim looked to the angel and he said, from you, I want nothing. I'm asking only my God, my holy God in the Shamayim. This is Ibrahim. He's like, I'm not ready to ask anyone. Also, the angel, anyone. I'm asking my God directly. This is the level of the belief of Ibrahim. And God then, when he do that, God spoke directly to the fire to be peaceful and cold for Ibrahim, cold and peaceful. قُلْنَا يَا نَارُ كُونِي بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ. God spoke directly to the fire. He didn't send anyone, because he respects what Ibrahim do. Ibrahim don't want anyone between him and God and his God. He's speaking directly to God to ask for help. He don't want to ask any human being for help. He asking his God because he believes on his God so much. And God, because he respect Ibrahim, spoke to the fire. This is Ibrahim. This is our Eid al Adha Eid that we do. The conflict point of that happened between, especially between Jewish and Muslim, about the name of the son, which is not mentioned here. And I know a lot of the Islamic sheikh imams who try to explain this this part of the Quran. Some of them go to the direction to approve that he's Ismail, but most of them say that God didn't mention him, and this is not an important element. and some took this and as a conflict point. Like they're fighting each other. Like, no, the one is Yitzhak. No, the other side, no, the one is Ishmael. Yitzhak or Ishmael, they both the same. They both I love, I respect. So this is Faddal.
Khaled, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah. Now we have to answer questions. Yes.
I'm looking on the verses from the Quran that are on the screen now, and I see that one of the last verses we read is verse 112, after the matter of the near sacrifice of the son. And in verse 112, it says that we give him good news of Isaac, a prophet, one of the righteous. So I'm wondering, does that mean that God is now telling Abraham that another son will be born to him, a son by the name of Isaac? If it does mean that, it means that Isaac was born only now after the matter of the near sacrifice. And that would teach us that the son that was almost sacrificed wasn't Isaac because he wasn't born yet. It would teach us that the son was Ishmael. What do you say about that?
No, in the Arabic language, when you read it in Arabic, it doesn't mean that one after one. It means like God inform us. First, inform us the story. Then inform us about the news that he gave to Abraham. But this is not connected. Like, it's not like this is happened and then this is happened. No, this is, he informed that this has happened. And then he took another subject and this is also happened. This not means that after the story of sacrifice and the dream, God was gave him the news about having Yitzhak. No, it doesn't mean at all. It's two spread things.
Okay.
Yes, Sharon. Open the mic. Yeah.
Sharon is my wife. In the 7 years between when I retired and I left Dallas, I was making a serious effort to study Islam, to learn about it. During that period, I sat in on 10 full semester courses at the University of Texas, and half of them, 5 of them, were related to Islam. And I read all the materials and read other books, including A Short History of Islam by Karen Armstrong, which I would strongly recommend to anyone. And one statement that I encountered several times and that I came to completely agree with is that Judaism and Islam are closer to each other than to either is to Christianity.
Yeah, actually, when many times God talk about the people of the book, Am Sefer. People of the book is based, it means, first of all, it means Judaism and the Jewish people, first of all, because the book in Islam, for Jesus, Jesus is come to correct, not with a new idea, not with a new book. So the basic thing is the old book, is the Torah, this is the book. So because of this, you called in Quran Amma Sefer, or the people of the book, the Christian, the people of the book, the same book. And God spoke a lot about the book. And God mentioned this, that the both Islam and the Judaism is from the same resource and contain actually the same. Actually, what God says that in Islam, the عونشيم איך אומרים עונשים באנגלית the punishment of the people about about anything that they do against the religion or against God or against the orders of God. In the Islam, God took this a little bit down. Like In Judaism, when a man or a woman, I don't know if a man or woman, I know that women who married and they make a relationship out of the management, they have to be thrown by stones until death. This is in Islam is going down, that the punishment of this woman is to beat her 100 times with a makel, with a,
Whip.
yeah. So there is a big difference. And some of the Muslim people from time to time make a mistake. Like they said, they took the punishment that exists in Judaism, like this is the right. No, most of the Muslim people can read Arabic and they can read the punishment sentence clearly is talking about the punishment of beating her 100 times, and that's it. So it's just to take down a little bit from the level of punishment, I think, in my eyes, because 2,000 years ago, or 3,000, or when the Judaism start, the style of the life at that time, maybe in the eyes of God, need to be more to give a strong punish in order to prepare to treat the people to put down all the bad things and to start going in the right way. And in the period of in the Islamic period already, we have Jewish people, we have Christian people, we have a lot of believers, and we all called believers. So the level that the human being is in at the period of Islam is a lot, so much better than before. So God put a little bit down the punishment laws that exist in Judaism and put it a little bit light in Islam. Okay. Are we moving to the Hajj?
I guess so.
Let's see. Any other question? Okay. No question?
Well, Khaled, I can tell you something that Roberta just wrote in the chat. She wrote that there's another similarity between Judaism and Islam that we haven't mentioned, which is discrimination against women. What do you say about that?
Discrimination against women. Listen, I think the discrimination, I don't want to judge the Judaism. I know in the Judaism, it's not, situation is not good with women. I know in Islam it became better, but with although that the religion came better and tried to give the justice to the women, in that time, Arab culture is not, and the Arab culture still until today is taking anything against women to an extreme point. Like they still it's a male culture, it's not a female culture, it's not an equal culture as an Arab culture, and we still suffer from this. We still, God talked to the Arab people. One of the sentences is that God mentioned the Arab, how they deal with women is for us who knows the Arab language. If you hear it, you will cry. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ بِأَيِّ ذَنْبٍ قُتِلَتْ. This sentence make any Arab speaker crying. You know what? The Arab before Islam, they want all the time when they married and their women become dignity بهريان
become pregnant, when the women become pregnant.
Pregnant, yes. They want a male. They don't want a female. And if she puts the baby and they find it's a female, and they're afraid to tell father that you got a female, and they used to be very sad that they got a female. They want a male, and some of them they took the baby, the female, from the first day, and they permit on they cover it on the land. They kill it while she's alive. They make a hole, they put it inside, and they cover it, and they kill it like this. So God talk with them. What you will answer? Talk with the fathers. How do you answer God when God asks you, for what reason you kill your daughter, your little baby, your little child? For what reason you kill her? What's your answer will be? If your وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ, if your little female ask from God why he kill you, what you will answer God? Because she's a female. Your mother is a female. Your wife is a female. So I think the culture more than the religion, and the culture affect the explanation of the religion, affect the people who explain the religion. For example, like until now, they said women in the Islam world, woman cannot go alone out of the house. She need to have a male, a company of male with her from the family. He should be a husband, brother, a son. Why? If you go back to the history, in the past, in the period 1,500 years ago, if a woman in between in the desert, it's very dangerous, and there is no religion, and she needs someone to protect her. There's a lot of thieves. There is no law, and they're afraid. So she cannot go without having a male or a man who can protect her. Nowadays, they continue to say the same. Do our women going on the desert nowadays? When she drive her car in between thousands of people in the village, in the city, when she go to her work or to the city, and it's going in between thousands of people, which kind of danger she has? They still talking about that time. The Islam didn't say this. This is also the dress. This is along we need to, if we open this subject, I have a lot to speak about. It's like for example, what the woman is allowed to wear, the dress. It's like God mentioned this, like she have to wear something that will protect her to be attacked or to be looking not similar to the other. What the religious people do nowadays is the opposite of this. Like a religious woman will wear different from all the people around, from all the other women, which make her different from all of them, which is the opposite of the sentence in the Quran. And it should wear something that acceptable for the culture and make her homogeneous with the surrounding, not heterogeneous, not different, similar, that she's look like every one of them. Now, the Hajj or the Aliyah. In the Aliyah, when we start talking about the Aliyah, I will start with something different. Like, I want to talk about the idols and the period that the people used to believe in idols, and that idols will bring them more close to God. And if you look to the Aliyah, what's happening in Mecca, you can see there's a kind of something like this. Like there's a house. House means stones. And there's a black stone, a holy stone that people try to kiss and try to respect and all these things. And going around the house and standing on the mountain and all these things. And you as a believer ask yourself, is this a religious behavior? Is this something that God ordered the people to do or not? My answer as a Muslim, yes. This is what God ordered us as a Muslim to do. I'm a person that nothing in my mind and in my belief more holy than God and then human being. First God and then human being. No house, no Mecca, no Jerusalem, nothing more holy than the human being. But here, on this case, there is something else. I will talk about the village and the city in the Quran. God say village and say city. Mecca, Prophet Muhammad born is a village. Medina, the word Medina means city. Medina in Arabic means city. And the place where Muhammad, when he moved from Mecca to, is called Medina. Mecca is bigger than Medina. People live in Mecca more than the people living in Medina. And we know that if you look to what's the difference between village and city, that the city have citizen or people more than the village. The normal is people, usually in the village there are small amount of people, but in the city huge amount of people, like city of Tel Aviv. And took another village around. City of Tel Aviv is now count around, I don't know, 500,000 or 400,000 people, I don't know. But this is the city. Now, why here the case became not the same? Why God called Mecca is the village, not only village, it's the mother of the village. God says here, وكذلك أوحينا إليك قرآنا عربيا لتنذر أم القرى ومن حولها وتنذر يوم الجمع لا ريب فيه فريق في الجنة وفريق في السعير صدق الله العظيم. Read it in English.
Thus we inspired you with an Arabic Quran, the city and whoever is around it, and to warn of the day of assembly, of which there is no doubt, a group in the garden and a group in the furnace. What does furnace mean? Does that mean hell?
Sa'ir, hell, yes. And garden, it means paradise. This is wrong how they translate. And also they translate village like a city. The central city. It's the central village. It's not the central city. In Arabic, he said village. al-Qura. Yeah. Medina means city. Okay? I didn't change it. I took this translation from an English Quran just to see the difference, because the one who translated understand what God means. Mecca is a village. No, Mecca is a city. The city of Mecca. No, the village of Mecca. The question is why? Why? What's the meaning of village in the Quran? And what's the meaning of city in the Quran? The people in the village have the same style, doing the same job, having the same opinion. There's no privacy. They're all going together with the same opinion, the same color, the same dress. The city have different colors, different opinion, different kind of people. Those who believe and those who are not believe. Those who's like this and this, this and this. It's like we can say cocktail of human being. This cocktail. You have a good sentence in your holiday in Sukkot, like the four means. The taste, the time without
You're talking
time
about
without color without time. Four means, and together. You say, I've heard one of the Ravs, the Jewish Rav. He said, "Tam without reh, reh without tam, tam reh, en tam ve'en reh." Together is us. We all. Together is the society, the people, the nation, the world also. Which means is the good of the human being is to be different, not to be similar. The good in the Quran all the time comes from me, and the bad comes from the village. The extremists came from the village in the Quran, and the democracy came from the city. The civilization came from the city, and the oldness or against civilization is what is against civilization? It came from the village, which means here in Mecca is the only place that God is allowed for Ibrahim to keep this place, the only place that have or still have the same style, because what the people do there is the same. They wear the same. They do the same behavior. They do, because of this, he call it like this. And it's close, and it's not allowed to be grown. It's limited. And this is the only place that God. There is a sentence in the Quran, God say that I will not leave any village until the end of the world without have been destroyed or punished them. Like God says, I will not allow one opinion in this world. There's only one thing, one is God. And everything else should be couple and more. Also, what we think, our opinion. God wants us to be believer, and God wants us and want others to be not believer. And this fighting, the discussion, the argue, the different is the thing that bring out the civilization, the good for the human being. So this is I love to start the Hajj. Now, the Hajj is the same. In our holy book and in our Quran and in our religion, the Hajj is start from Ibrahim. Ibrahim is the first one. He and his son Ishmael. Here is Ishmael because he took Ishmael in our religion to Mecca. Ishmael and Hajar. This is the story that you have in Judaism, and you are claiming Sarah, I think, in Judaism. She pushed Ibrahim to take his Hajar and her son and throw them out. And this is one of the things that in Judaism you claiming Sarah. In Islam, it's different. In Islam, God say that this is not from Sarah, this is from God. God gave an order to Ibrahim, take your wife Hajar and start, go until I gave you the order to stop, and leave them wherever I will give you the order to leave them. So Ibrahim took his wife Hajar and her son go, and whenever I host the God said to him, and he came to a bad place, to a desert place, as Ibrahim started.
Your last two sentences weren't clear because of the connection. Please repeat them.
I said, God gave Ibrahim order to take wife Hajar and his son Ishmael and start walking until the God tell him where to leave them. So Ibrahim took Hagar and her son Ismail and start walking. And whenever he seen a good place with the green, with and a water, he asked God, I hope that this is the place. And God ordered him, no, continue, this is not the place. And whenever he say in his way, a bad place, a desert place, he said, God, this is the place. And God say, no, this is not the place, continue. And he continued until he reached Mecca. Mecca at that time is the place where there is no human being, no humanity can go there. It's a hot place with no water, with no green, with no life. And Abraham say, God, I hope this is not the place. God say, no, Ibrahim, this is the place. Put them here in Mecca, where is Kaaba. So Ibrahim, because he believed in God, he said, okay, God. He put Hagar and his son, her little child, there. Hajar asked Ibrahim, God gave you the order to put us here? He said, yes. She said, okay, okay. God with you. So he started walking and he said, ربي إني تركت من ذريتي بواد غير ذي زرع عند بيتك العتيق. Hey God, I left part of me, part of my family here on this place. God, will you please protect them and make the people start coming to their direction, the good people start coming to their direction and help them. And he continued his way back to the Holy Land. Agar, he left water and food with her, and she's eating, and she fed her child, and in the night she started to be afraid, a little bit afraid, but she's also in God. So she kept stay there and until she finished the water, and she start looking for water for her and for her child. And here she start to walk around 300 meters to the direction of a mountain called As-Safa and go back to her little child because she afraid that an animal will eat him. She cannot go far away to look for a water. So she go like 300 or 200 meters to this direction, to the Safa, and then back to the child. And again, other direction, El Marwa, 200 or 300 meters and back because she afraid. And she do that 7 times. The 7th time, when she came back to the child is crying and he's hit the land with his legs. And where he bit his land, the water starts going up. Zamzam. Zamzam is until nowadays the place with the water since Ibrahim, his son Ishmael, until now. This place still having water in the desert, in the most difficult place in the desert. So, an Arab family, a family called Qabilat al-Jarham, like a Bedouin. Their name is al-Jarham. They've seen bird going on that area. And they said, this area is a died area. There's no water, there's nothing there. What's the bird doing there? So they went to the place to discover what's going on there. And when they came, they find a woman with a little child there with a water place. And water is very expensive in the desert at that time. So they asked the mother if she can allow them to stay there with their families and their sheep, and they will pay her back, like they can give her back whatever they give, sheep or milk or whatever they have. And she accepts. And Hajar and her son start to live with that family. And later Ismail married a woman from that family and start the Arab people, or what, not the Arab people, those who became Arab, al-Musta'ribin. Arab is those who born as Arab people, but we didn't born as an Arab people. Ibrahim an Arab man, he came from Iraq and he didn't talk Arabic, but Ishmael learned the Arabic. This is the sons of Ishmael in that place. And most of us nowadays is the
Khaled, we can't hear you. You're now muted, Khaled.
Yeah, sorry. This is the problems of Zoom meetings and internet. Okay, continuing. Okay, and the sacrifice of the son of Ibrahim. Take it with the story of Ismail and Hajar. These two things is the Aliyah to Mecca. When we go to Mecca, the Muslim have to do this. This is one of the 5 main of Islam. الشهادة أن لا إله إلا الله، إقام الصلاة، إيتاء الزكاة، صوم رمضان، حج البيت. To be witness that God and only God, and that Prophet Muhammad is the Prophet of God. Some people say no, only to pray, to be witness that there is God, only one God and no other, and to pray, to give quote, and to fast Ramadan, and to do the Aliyah to Mecca. Five things. Me, I have problem with this because I think this for the Mu'min and not for the Muslim. The Muslim, in my eyes, have to do three things: to believe in God, one God, to believe in the day of judgment of God, and to do good in his life with human being. This is three elements of Islam in my eyes. And these five elements is for the believer of Muhammad. I can accept this. And I think this be like this. I think because it's not written in the Quran, it came from the Alakha. So we have a serious discussion the last 5 years around these five elements. Okay, this is a different subject. Now, the Hajj or the Aliyah to Mecca is one of these five. And it's happened in 17 days. We have 2 months and the months of Dhul Hijjah. Dhul Hijjah, it's like Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. These are like in Judaism the moon months, not the Luzit. This is the Muslimic sphere, the Islamic sphere. Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. 3 months to move from your place to Mecca. You have to start during these 3 months, 2 months and 10 days. Now, the Aliyah start when you came to the border where Prophet Muhammad teach us. Where you have to decide to the Aliyah. You have enough money? Do you have sons that need to be married? If you have, you are not allowed to go to Mecca first. Marry them, help them to be married. If you have, if anyone loan you money, you have to return the money back before you decide to go to Mecca. So these things you should do. Then you can decide. If you decide to go, and it's like in Islam, if you can, you have to do it once. This is what God ordered, only one time. If you do more, that's for you. But God, if you can, God needs you to do it once in your life. So if you decide and you can, and you have the ability to go, it will start by your decision and then start to move to the direction of Mecca. The direction of Mecca, there is a border, which we call the place where you start Al-Ihram. Al-Ihram is to cut your hair as a man and your safine, your
mustache.
Yeah, not your zakan, only this, and to clean your body, and to wear the two pieces, the two white pieces, and it should be without any tefirot. It should be without any tefirot. It's not to wear anything for men, for female, for male. It's not allowed to wear anything that tafur.
Anything
How do you
that,
say it in?
anything that has a stitching, anything
Yeah.
two pieces put together.
It's forbidden for men. For women, it's okay. They can wear whatever they want. They are allowed to wear all the colors and also tafur, everything like this. So in these places, it's like some of these places. I will give you an example how it is look like.
Khaled, I just want you to know we have only 15 more minutes.
Yeah. Look to this. Can you see this? This is, you have it in the PowerPoint?
No, you didn't send it to me.
I send it to you. But look here, you can see this is the Kaaba, and these are the places where you have to wear the two white pieces. If you look to this, you can see. You want me to show it in English? Okay. I don't have it in English, but here you can see that on this point, wherever you came from, for every place, like those who came from Palestine or from Jordan, they have a place. Those who came from Yemen have a place, from Yemen. Those who came from Egypt have a place. And this place, these points are the points where every Muslim should start to put down his clothes and wear the two pieces, the two white pieces. And from there, he started to move to the direction of Mecca. In Mecca, that when you came, you have to go directly to the Kaaba, to the building, and start going around the building. Around the building, you have to put the building on your left side, left hand. Okay, and you have to put down the cover, the clothes from your right hand here. And you start from a place that we call the black stone. In the Kaaba, there is a black stone in one of the corners. This black stone, we like, as Prophet Muhammad tell us that this black stone came from the paradise, and he have been white, and he came down, and Ibrahim used it, like the angel bring it to Ibrahim, and Ibrahim used it when he rebuilt the Kaaba, and he have been white. And when the people start believe in idols and not to believe in God and touch the stone, it became black because of the khata'im, of the mistakes of the human being. It became step by step dark and dark until it became black. So the Muslim people start from this point, from the corner where this black stone in Kaaba, and you have to do it 7 times while the Kaaba is in your left hand. When you finish this, you have to go and do what our mother Hajar do with her son. It's like, we call it a sa'i. A sa'i. This is the story that I told you about Hajar and her son when there's no water and she's looking for water, running left and right, 300 or 200 meters left, 200 meters right. The two places we call it Safa and El Marwa. And the walk between them is a sa'i. A sa'i. And when we do it, sa'i, it means walk and sometime run, because she's walking and then she used to run because she's afraid of her son. So we do the same 7 times. 7 times between the two places, as our mother Hajar do. And then to Arafah, Arafah is the mountain where the Muslim stand. This is the day before the Eid day, the holy day. Arafah, this mountain, it's the most important thing of the Hajj. Prophet Muhammad tells us that there is no Hajj without standing on Arafah. Arafah is a mountain that you have to stay on it since the early morning until the end of the day or the midnight, and then you can go down. You have to stay there. Some of the story says that this mountain is where our father Adam and his wife Hawa, where they met when they came down from when they make the mistake and they came down when they have been punished and putting down on the world. So they start looking for each other, and they found each other. They met each other on this mountain. This is not written in the Quran, but this is how the people say. Some of the people say that Prophet Muhammad tells this story, but it's not approved by anyone. But whatever is it, Arafah, the name of Arafah, it means to know. Arafah, I met you, I know you, Araftuka. So Arafah is coming from the word to know someone or to meet someone that you know. So the Muslims should stay there, and then they have to go down in the midnight or in the morning and they pray in Muna. Muna is the place where they sacrifice the sheep or what they want to sacrifice. And the day of Arafah is one day before the holiday, and the next day when they go down from the mountain to the place, to the area of Muna, Muna is where they sacrifice, is the holiday. This is the day that the people in Mecca sacrifice, and all the Muslim people start the holiday and sacrifice everyone in his house, in his village, in his city. And when you finish with this, you have to throw three places that we call the devil places. العقبة الصغرى, العقبة الوسطى, العقبة الكبرى. We have 3 points that represent the devil, the Satan. And every Muslim start, first of all, the first day of the holiday, you have to throw for the big one, the big devil, 7 stones. And the second day of the holiday and the third and the fourth day, every day you have to throw 7 stones for every place of the devil, like the small one, the middle one, the big one. 7 and 7 and 7, the second day. The third day, 7 and 7 and 7, 7 small stones. The third, the second, the third, the fourth day, 7 and 7 and 7, which means 21 multiplied by 3, it's 63. And the first day we said 7 stones. And we said the first day 7 on the big one, which means 70 stones. Everyone in Mecca should throw on the devil. And why we do this? The story says that when God, when Ibrahim dreamed to sacrifice his son, he went to tell his son that he's seen in his dream that he's sacrificing him. The devil, the Satan, coming to Ibrahim and convince him, like, Ibrahim, do you believe in this? How you can sacrifice your son? Like he tried to forbidden him to sacrifice his son, not because he's caring about his son, just because he wants him to fall down on the test. And Ibrahim used to throw 7 stones on him the first time, and then he do it again and again. So we do as Ibrahim do with the devil, with the Satan, when we finished throwing the stones, we went back like to move to say goodbye to the Kaaba, and by doing another 7 times around the Kaaba. And when we finish this, we became free from the ihram. Now we can eat, we can be with women, with our women, with our and we can cut our hair and wear the normal clothes. But in the Hajj, the king and the poor, the rich and the famous, and the small and the big, they have to wear the same thing, the same color, the same quality also. You cannot, like you like if you look, you will see like King Hussein have been there. Most of the Arab kings have been there. They wear the same as the other people. There's no, this is the quality. This is what God tried to teach us. We are all equal. We have to respect each other. I don't know how much time we have. If there's any question, let's open it.
There's 5 minutes for questions.
Okay, good.
I had a question. Thank you so much. This is Roberta from the US. When you say that the story of Hajar, and Ismail are connected to the Hajj, how do practitioners of Islam do that? Like, do you have special readings of this portion of the Quran, or how does that occur?
מה הכוונה שלה, רב חנן?
היא שואלת, first I want to ask her, so Roberta, you mean how do the people in their practice, how do they remind themselves that the holiday is connected? So of course the first answer is that when they go on the pilgrimage, they do the actions that Hagar did, right? The running back and forth is a literal and symbolic imitation of what Hagar did.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what about people who are, home, who aren't on the Hajj? Like, are there special, how in Judaism we have all these special services, right? So like, is there like a special service or a special reading that does everybody read this part of the Quran? I'm just curious about the practice.
In the day, you don't need to read these things from the Quran. You need to be happy to celebrate. But what we do for the respect of Hagar is to visit the women. We have to give a present to every woman in the family. To do that, we are home. And in Mecca, when we do the Aliyah, we have to do as our mother do. The 2 points when she moves while she's afraid and caring about her little child who is crying, he needs a water, and she's looking for a water, and at the same time she wants to protect him, not to be far away from him. We do the same as she do in order for the memorial of our mother and her little child.
Wow. Thank you. It's beautiful to hear this, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to learn about this from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roberta. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure I understand. So for Eid al Adha, I guess part of the association, or part of the reason for the feast, is because it commemorates the sacrifice of the son that we read about, whether the son be Ishmael or Isaac, which is unclear from the Quran. But part of the festival to commemorate Abraham's obedience there. But then part of it has to do with the Hajj, and that part actually commemorates the other story where Hajar and Ishmael are in the desert, and God provides water for Ishmael. So both are commemorated in Eid al Adha. Is that right?
Yeah, but also this is still what we says, and in why God didn't mention who's this son, because this is a message from God. Don't fight. Don't try to approve that this son is Yitzhak or Ishmael. This is not the point. This is not the point. God say this is not the point. The point is talking about Ibrahim and the level of the level of how much Abraham believed in God, to the degree that he's ready to sacrifice his son. This is the point. What's the difference if he's Yitzhak or Ishmael? What's the difference? They both his sons, his son. He loved both of them. Okay.
I just want to ask, was Andrew correct in his understanding that the holiday remembers and commemorates two different and separate stories from the Quran? Was that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no connection between this and this.
But they're both part of the holiday.
No. If you when it's cut, it's cut. This is a new subject. Like this is something else. Because God says also again, and we placed him and Ishaq, but among there, like it's not connected. This is he moved to another subject. He tell us about Yitzhak and how God bless the son of Abraham from the side of Yitzhak, and how he make most of them like prophets and messenger of God and bless them. This is another story. This is something else.
Rachel asked a question, but I think that we're gonna forego the question, Rachel, because it's already an hour and a half. So I'm just going to thank Khaled very much for being with us at this point. And I also want to remind everyone of our event next week at the exact same time. We're hosting Jonathan Kutab, who is a Palestinian human rights lawyer, who was actually part of one of the Palestinian delegations in the negotiations with Israel after the Oslo Accords. He has a lot of experience in Palestinian legal matters, and he's going to be talking about a new vision for Israel-Palestine, his view of the future of a possible plan to create peace and justice in Palestine-Israel. So I really, really, really recommend being with us for Jonathan. He's something else. So thank you everyone for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you another week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khaled. It was great. Thank you. Thanks for having on. Thank you very much.
شكرا.
Bye.
تصبحوا على خير. السلام عليكم.
Alaikum salam.
Walaikum salam.